The brutal murders of Cheryl Williams and Carol Perez, discovered by a startled Mark Van Sant, set off a chain of events that led to the arrest and conviction of Clemente Aguirre Jarquin. Yet, as the story unfolds, dark twists emerge. Bloody crime scenes, controversial evidence, and a shocking revelation that changes the course of justice. Was Aguirre Jarquin indeed the perpetrator? Or was he a convenient scapegoat for a crime that ran deeper than anyone could fathom? Discovery of the crime scene. In the early hours of June 17, 2004, Cheryl Williams, 47, and Carol Perez, 68, were found dead in their home at 121 Vagabond Way in Altamont Springs, Florida. They had been attacked. Mark Van Sant called the police just before 9 a.m. to say that he found the bodies when he stopped to get clothes for his lover, Samantha Williams. Samantha Williams was the daughter of Cheryl Williams and the niece of Carol Perez. Samantha lived with Cheryl and Perez, but Van Sant said that she and he had spent the night before at his house and had gone to work alone the following day. Cheryl Williams had been cut or stabbed 129 times and was dying from the blood loss. Her body blocked the front door. Perez was on the living room floor next to her wheelchair. She had a stroke and was partly disabled. 2 stab wounds were on her body. Between the house and the house next door at 117 Vagabond Way, police found a bloody 10-inch kitchen knife. Sam, who had arrived at the scene, then said she had a strong suspicion that the attacker was Clemente Aguirre Jarquin, who lived at 117 Vagabond Way with 2 roommates. At his job, Aguirre Jarquin cleaned plates and got food ready for service. He came to the U.S. illegally after running away from his home country of Honduras, where drug dealers were trying to get him to join their gang. Arrest of Clemente Aguirre Jarquin. At 11 a.m., the Seminole County Sheriff's Office deputies went to the house. The 3 people who lived with Aguirre Jarquin said they had no idea. In the afternoon, Aguirre Jarquin told the cops that he had been drinking all night and had run out of beer. He said he went next door to ask for beer because the store wouldn't open for another hour. He said he saw Cheryl dead when he went through the front door, which was always open. He was arrested for messing with crime scene evidence and was jailed. The cops found a bloody knife that looked a lot like the knives that were used at the restaurant where Aguirre Jarquin worked. One of the restaurant's 10-inch knives was stolen, the head chef told the cops. On June 25, 2004, Aguirre Jarquin was charged with murder in the first degree and theft. In February 2006, he went to court in Seminole County Circuit Court. Police officers, doctors, and crime lab experts talked about the victim's cuts and the evidence found at the crime scene. Cheryl's lungs and leg were severely hurt, and one of the wounds cut off her femoral artery. She had stab wounds on her hands, feet, back, arms, and legs. One stab wound to her left lung was thought to be the deadly one. She also had many defense cuts on her hands and feet, showing that she had been in a rough fight. Perez died after being stabbed in the heart, which cut off her left ventricle. She had been stabbed in the back too. The chef's knife that was found between the victim's home and Aguirre's home was thought to have caused the stab wounds based on the evidence. Perez's blood was on the blade, and Cheryl's was on the handle. According to the expert, this meant that Cheryl was killed first. The police found 67 bloody shoe prints, and 64 of them matched Aguirre Jarquin's shoes. With a search order, police went to Aguirre Jarquin's house and found his underwear, socks, t-shirt, and shorts in a plastic bag. Perez's blood was found on his shorts, t-shirt, and underwear. Trial and conviction. A person who studies bloodstain patterns told the prosecution that Aguirre Jarquin's shorts had touch spots on the front and back. There were also bloodstains on the back of his shorts from blood splatter, which the analyst said showed that blood was sprayed while the crime was being done. The expert also said that Aguirre Jarquin's socks had bloodstains that looked like dropped blood. A fingerprint expert also said she could tell that Aguirre's print was on the knife. Samantha Williams said that Aguirre Jarquin had been a guest in their home before, but he was kicked out a few months ago after she woke up in the middle of the night to find him standing over her bed. She told the judge that she and Van Sant had spent the night before the killings together. Van Sant said that Samantha stayed the night with him as well. Aguirre Jarquin said in court that he did not have to work the day before the killings. According to him, he and his friends drank all day and into the night. He got home at 5 a.m. He said he walked next door because he was out of beer. Then he found Cheryl's dead body. Aguirre Jarquin said he put Cheryl's dead body on his lap and tried to resuscitate her, but she was already dead. He then said he went into the living room and found Barris's dead body. He said that he saw a knife close to Cheryl's body. Is anyone here? He picked up the knife because he thought the killer was still inside the house. He said he went to Samantha's room when there was no answer. Even though she wasn't there, her room had been messed up. Aguirre Jarquin said he threw the knife into the grass as he ran home. He removed all his clothes, put them in a trash bag, and then washed them. Aguirre Jarquin said he didn't call the police. He was afraid of being sent back to his home country because he was an illegal immigrant. The jury found him guilty of first-degree murder and burglary on February 28, 2006. Aguirre Jarquin got up from his seat and shouted, "They're trying to kill me for no reason." During the sentencing part of the trial 2 weeks later, "It wasn't me. I didn't kill anyone." When it came time to decide on punishment, the jurors decided 7-5 in favor of the death penalty for Cheryl's murder and 9-3 in favor of the death penalty for Barris's murder. The judge then gave Aguirre Jarquin the death penalty. Fingerprint expert controversy. In 2007, Donna Burks's work as a fingerprint expert was questioned after a coworker said she had correctly identified a print that could not be read. Based on the review, Burks was wrong when she said she saw Aguirre Jarquin's print on the knife. The print needed to be better to compare. Appeals and DNA testing. Because of the admission, Aguirre Jarquin asked for a new hearing, but it was turned down. It was confirmed by the Florida Supreme Court in 2009 that Aguirre Jarquin should be put to death. In 2011, Aguirre Jarquin's lawyers at the Capital Collateral Regional Counsel Office asked the Innocence Project to help them get more than 80 pieces of evidence tested for DNA. In 2013, the test results were shown at a meeting for evidence. Aguirre Jarquin was ruled out as the person whose DNA was found at the scene, and Samantha's DNA was found in 8 places that the defense said supported the idea that she was the attacker. Aguirre Jarquin's lawyers also showed proof that Samantha had a history of mental illness and had been to the hospital about 60 times for psychiatric exams. While cops were driving her, she was caught on tape saying that her mother and grandma had died for me. Samantha testified and said she wasn't the killer. She admitted that she had terrible anger and that she had been getting help for her mental illness. She also said that she and her mother fought the night before the killings. She went to bed at Van Sant's house the night of the killings, but he was dead to the world and couldn't say for sure that she didn't leave during the night. An expert on crime scenes also said that the blood that was said to be on Aguirre Jarquin's clothes was blood that he had picked up from the victims. But in August 2013, Circuit Judge Jessica Rexiedler turned down the request for a new hearing. She said that the evidence wasn't strong enough to get a jury to find Aguirre Jarquin not guilty. While the appeal of the rejection of the request for a new trial was still being processed, the case was sent back so that Samantha's defense lawyers could present more proof that she had admitted. Samantha told 4 people in court that she had killed her mother and grandma. Nicole Casey, Samantha's friend, said in court that Samantha admitted to the killings twice in 2010. Casey said Samantha was crying and pointing her finger at her chest. Sam told Casey that the demons made her do it. Casey said 3 people who used to live next door to Samantha said that Samantha admitted to killing 3 different people. At a neighborhood barbecue in March 2012, Samantha told Christine Laravuso, "I'm crazy, I'm evil, and I killed my grandmother and my mother." 3 witnesses, Marianne Laravuso, Michael Bowman, and another neighbor, said that Samantha told them in July 2012 that she wasn't afraid of them and had killed her mom and grandma. After a few months, Marianne saw Samantha standing in her yard and told her to stay away. Samantha said, "I'm not afraid of you guys," Marianne said in court. "I killed my mom and my grandma." Overturning of conviction. The request for a new hearing was turned down again by Judge Rexiedler. In October 2016, the Florida Supreme Court overturned the decision not to give Aguirre Jarquin a new trial. They also threw out his charges and death sentence and ordered a new trial. The court said, bringing in the new evidence changes the whole picture. Aguirre Jarquin is no longer the creepy figure that appears over Samantha's bed at night. He is now the scapegoat for her crimes. Additionally, when the DNA proof is combined with Samantha's many clear statements, there is a good chance that Aguirre Jarquin is not guilty. During the selection process for a new trial in March 2018, Judge Rexiedler called a mistrial because jurors were heard talking about looking up information about the case on the internet. Soon after, Judge Rexiedler decided to step down from the case. The defense said that she had a personal reason to get Aguirre Jarquin convicted a second time to show that she was right not to give Aguirre a new trial. The defense said that Rexiedler tried to use this case to get what she wanted by bragging about being denied post-conviction relief in her application for a job on the District Court of Appeal, even though the Florida Supreme Court was still hearing an appeal of that decision. Retrial proceedings. The process of choosing a jury for a second hearing started again in October 2018. On October 29, the defense showed a signed statement from Van Sant's present wife, Nicole Buzigard. It said that Van Sant had lied when he said that Samantha had been with him all night at Aguirre Jarquin's trial in 2006. She wrote in the statement that Van Sant told her Samantha woke him up in the middle of the night and said she had a bad feeling about her mother. Van Sant said she turned down his offer to drive her home, saying she would take a cab and that he should pick up a load of clothes in the morning. Buzigard said that Van Sant told her Samantha left through his bedroom window on the night of the killings. Charges dropped. On November 5, 2018, while the jury was still being chosen, the government suddenly dropped the charges. In a statement, Seminole County State's Attorney Phil Archer said that the decision was based upon new evidence that affects the credibility of a key state witness. Do you want to see more videos like this? Make sure you like and subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.